Welcome back, guys, to a continually growing, yet oddly shaped Muscovy. Currently at war with the Golden Horde and Sweden and Denmark. This is the third war we've had completely with bits of Scandinavia, and I'm very annoyed with them. And that's putting it extremely mildly. We are completely out of manpower, otherwise we'd be doing a lot better in these wars. I'm building army buildings wherever I can, but we're just being worn down slowly by a constant war. Peasants now own Pskov, and they're heading up to Novgorod. Currently need 17,000 men to fully reinforce our armies, and we're making just under 3,000 each month. Oh dear. Let's meet them in Voronezh. Ah, and just what we need. Pretender rebels. But that's a good ruler though. They have arisen in Murren. We're having all our ports blockaded by Denmark. That's not going to do our war exhaustion any good. Come on. They take an offer of tribute, but I'm not willing to pay them about 72 ducats a year. For the next 5 years at least. No way. Ah, Sweden actually wants a province. They have a core on Karelia. I think that must have turned up from an event, because I don't believe they start with a core out there. I'm just desperately looking for some way to end this conflict. A large part of our territory is under siege in some form or other. Yet instead of dealing with the invading armies, we're left here dealing with rebels. Okay, well at least they've been taken care of. Okay, the Golden Horde own Nizhny Novgorod now. Of course, one army is now without a general because our ruler was taking control of them, and he's now dead. So Sweden want Karelia and Kexholm. Nope, I do not think so. Can I buy them out? 175 ducats will make Scandinavia go away. And as always, it pains me to do it, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. To get all those territories back and them out of my hair for the next 5 years is pretty sweet. It does allow me to continue with the Golden Horde. Although England have invaded Norway. That's good to see. Although with the manpower situation being what it is, I really don't know what I can do with the Horde. But they're just not willing to accept defeat. Okay, success in Tambao. Let's pursue into Pensa. More rebels, which we'll have to leave unchallenged. Unfortunately, we're unable to wipe any of those troops out. Let's see if we can't mop up any of these small regiments. Let's see if our troops can at least handle that. If I ever manage to reach a stage of the game where the Golden Horde have been contained, and we have a economy that can support more armies than we currently are fielding, I will be taking as much of Scandinavia as possible. There's a personal vendetta here, folks. Unfortunately, it's looking like 4 more years before we'll get the next level of stability. They're being very stubborn about this peace offer. Lovely jubbly. Ah, good news. This is such a one-sided event. Who would choose 1 prestige over 229 ducats? That would be madness. Ah, good. My very small force of cavalry has managed to displace these rebels. And they've just been ambushed by a much larger force. Run away! Run, you fools! Oh, and the army in Bokacha have been reinforced as well. Okay, well, some more manpower buildings will hopefully help the situation. The problem is I'm not willing to leave our troops fighting a superior force because we just don't have the manpower to replace the losses. Even if we did win and manage to drive them away, it's just completely a Pyrrhic victory. Yep, as always, 12,000 men needed to reinforce our armies. Bogucha has been lost to the Horde. But the rebels in the south have been dealt with. Excellent, we're kicking them out of Bogucha. Okay, good. Tiny army wiped out. This is the main difference between hard mode and normal mode. In normal, the AI is much more willing to to end a war. So I think we hold all of our territory, except Skov, but that's sort of being dealt with, albeit very slowly. Once this group here have reinforced, I shall send them into Kalmykia. Casus Belli against Denmark. As usual, being rather stubborn. Excellent. Okay, let's see if we can't pinch Astrakhan now. Taking a centre of trade from the Golden Horde would most definitely hurt their economy. It's a pretty reasonable one too. It's worth 460. Now, let's see if we can't take the capital and hopefully turn this war around. Although, look at that! 18,000 troops fielded by the Golden Horde. I've never seen it so low. This is it, this is the hour. This is where we carry on and begin colonising in earnest. And yes, I've lost track of how many times I've said that in this campaign. But we've never seen them so low. Don't fail me now, colonist. Got an 87% chance of success. Excellent. Okay, so we own the capital. Hopefully that will limit the Golden Horde's capability to reinforce themselves. We can't send a colonist whilst they are besieging Bogucha because it seems to be blocking the route. Siege is nearly finished in Skov. Okay, I'm going to bring this army back to deal with Podolia. Ah, marvellous. Let's bring our cavalry in to see if they can contribute at all. We're getting a very small trickle of troops from the Golden Horde, not the usual 20,000 doomstacks we're used to seeing. Could this be the end? We've learned about Uganda. What a very strange discovery. See, I have no idea why we just learnt about that. 7,000 men needed to reinforce the armies. So we could be in a position to deal with the lack of manpower. That is, if the rebels would stop spawning. Got to lose some stability, unfortunately. You can head up to Novgorod. Now, in the past, whenever we've started to make proper progress against the Horde, we've had a declaration of war from a big superpower. So I hope you understand that I'm very nervous right now. They weren't going to do anything, so I'm pulling them back. Hurry up, you're needed. Oh, come off it. Oh, great. We just lost all of our cavalry to a surprise uprising. Okay, that army should deal with Utsyuk, and then we shall be hopefully able to deal with the matter at hand, which is stopping the Golden Horde. Come off it. I'll have to leave them for this army up in the north. This is getting pretty silly. From what I can see, I'm unable to send a colonist because our capital is besieged. Or it could be because of Bogocha, I suppose. Head to Mordvar. One simply can walk there. These rebels. Seriously. Olenets is miles away. Oh, hang on, I'm not sure if you can see that, but my cursor has gone a bit funny. That normally means the game's about to crash, so I'll call this episode and join you in a moment. Thanks guys, see you next time.